This June the 25th picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Tuesday, June the 24th. We are here to handicap a full state of action for Wednesday, June the 25th. Joining me, now I do the Premier League show with Barry Penaluna. Barry Penaluna is one of the most miserable men you will ever come across. I've talked to Dylan for about 2 minutes so far tonight, and I'm not sure where his enthusiasm levels sit. Dylan, what is wrong with you? You're giving us the big, sad puppy dog eyes. Is there anything we can do for you? Come on.
No, nothing. I'm just happy to be here. It's been a tough one. Yeah, Dave in the chat is right. I'm blasting the AC because if you can't see this, it is 99 degrees Fahrenheit where I am. It's fucking hot. It's heat waves coming over. It's going to be 95 again tomorrow. So just been fucking miserable in this heat, man. There's only so much clothes you could take off until you get arrested.
Dylan, if you want to do the show naked, far be it from us to we can just CGI some clothes on you or something nowadays. It's 2025, Dylan. You can sit there with your cock and balls out for all weekend. As long as you give us some winners. No one cares. That's a good spot from David G in the chat. I think it is the heat that's got the better of Dylan. Well, it's quite nice here, quite pleasant. We had some mad electrical storms over the weekend because it had been hot. But I've been to football tonight. I've just walked in about 10 minutes ago.
What's hot towards you though? Because I know English people are like, oh, it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot.
Well, it got to 30 degrees. So what's that in your degrees?
The fuck do I know? Hold up, let me
Google that.
30 Celsius is 86 Fahrenheit. That's nice.
All right, so yeah, that's how hot it was on Saturday, but that's like the hottest it's ever been. It was on the news, it was newsworthy hot. But I haven't known it. So if you're saying 86 and you're saying it's 99 where you are?
Yeah.
Crikey, yeah, that is hot.
I'll
allow you to sit there very, very still. So, yeah, welcome along, David. Anyway, John has joined us in the chat as well. Bennett. I haven't seen Bennett for a little while. Lovely to see Bennett. Who else is in? TVDBJ was in early on. DBJ is pumped for a game we're going to handicap quite early, actually. The second game we're going to get to tonight is the Skeens versus Misiorowski. I still need to know if it's a soft W or a hard W on Misiorowski in that game. Gio was first in the chat, and Skrills live from the curb has joined us as well. So we've got some shrewd faces in here tonight. If you do have any picks, by all means, get in there and let us know what they are. I've got something's gone on here today, Dylan. I was trying to handicap these games earlier on. And I think everyone who has a bet uses as their own tools. Websites that they like more than others, websites that you're familiar with. I don't know what you use. Everyone uses different ones. But for some reason, my two current favourites just wouldn't work this afternoon. I couldn't get either of them to load up. I use StatMuse. I use something called the Moneyballer, which is really good. I used to use Moonshots a lot, not quite as much. And they just wouldn't work. You know I can't do anything on the computer. I was by myself. The IT department was out. So I had to find alternative methods. So I've had to use some different sites. And I've been talking about my bad luck lately. Maybe, Dylan, this could be the thing that changes my luck. This could be the sea change. These lucky new websites. Equally, I might go 0-15. So we will find out. But yeah, looking forward to getting amongst it.
How have you been doing? Like let's just say last month in baseball?
Bang average, mate. Like below average. Every day I wake and I'll go down the card and it's sort of green tick. I'll go 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. And then I get down to the bottom. It's the West Coast games. And I always end up going 5-4, 5-5, 5-6, 5-7. It's the Padres, Dodgers, Mariners, those late games that kill me. And I end up 1 or 2 games under 500 for weeks and weeks on end. The Monday night shows with Mal and Lonte have been okay. I don't know if I've been more focused on that because it's the start of the week and I keep thinking, right, let's bear down and get it. But 3 or 4 weeks, mate, not so good. How about you?
Yeah, so it's weird. Like in the beginning of the week, I'll be doing good. Like yesterday, I went 3-1. Sunday, I went 2-1. Hopefully, I go 3-0 today. I'll have an opinion on every game, but I don't always bet every game. The volume isn't there for me. But last week I was like 10-9, 11-9. But for the month, 52-38. I'm up 11 units. So in the month of June, I have been good. But during the end of the week, I don't know if it's travel day. I don't know if like you said, whether it's just, I guess I'm not putting enough work in, but I don't know. Monday through Wednesday, I seem like I get a good handle and good reads, but the weekend, I guess I just fall flat on my fucking face sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is a lot to do with the time you can devote to it. Obviously, on a Saturday and a Sunday, I take Bob to football. I come back. I'm watching a lot of football, the horse racing. If you know, I cover the horse racing here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of racing. Royal Ascot was last week. That was Tuesday to Friday. So, Tuesday to Saturday. So the back end of the week, equally, I might just be making an excuse. Do you know what I mean? If I was coming out on the right side of these games, and I wouldn't be saying that. So I might just not be very good. And that's a distinct possibility. So we don't need to deep it, as the young people would say, too much. I might just be a bit shit at it. So we'll see. Eli's joined us in the chat. Eli, welcome along. Trev reckons, Fangraphs I used a little bit today. Baseball Savant, it's just something when you're used to a site, you know where to look. I can look at those numbers and my brain can go bing, bing, bing. I like that. I don't like that. And when a new website like today, like I had to use tonight, it just takes you a little while to get a handle on something you feel comfortable with. Anyway, let's give it a go. 6:35 Eastern first pitch is that's today's games. That's a terrible start. Actually, day's ball tomorrow. 2:10 Eastern first pitch. Arizona Diamondbacks at the Chicago White Sox. It will be Zach Gallen for the Snakes taking on the White Sox. Sean Burke. Plus 115 Chicago, minus 135 Arizona. And the total sits at 8.5. I'd hoped Gallen might go well in Coors. I handicapped him quite kindly in Coors Field last week because he had a decent record there, and it just didn't pay off at all. He gave up 7 earned runs in a mad 14-8 win, a classic Coors Field game. His ERA is now up to 5.60. I don't fancy him much. Sean Burke is okay at home. It's tempting again to take the White Sox or White Sox first 5. But the Diamondbacks are raking. We mentioned yesterday, second runs per game this month in MLB. I think both pitchers can help us out here. 8.5 looks low for me with the Diamondbacks offense, and we can fade Gallen a little bit. So I'll take the over on this first total, Dylan.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I set my total at 9.1, so I think we could see some runs. I mean, D-backs got there by themselves yesterday. I thought it was a good spot to take the White Sox yesterday. Was not a good spot for them at all. They got shut out. And Zach Gallen, he's tough. He's tough to back. You figure he's good enough and has enough talent where eventually he's going to find his stuff and turn some things around. But away from home, I really don't want to back him, even at this price at minus 135. I made him a minus 160 favorite, and I still don't want to take the Diamondbacks. They should win this game. But just because of their hitting. Offensively, I think they'll be really good. Sean Burke, he's another guy. I don't think he's that good either. He struggled as well. So just came down to Arizona's offense. Even with Corbin Carroll sideline, I still think they're deeper. They're more productive. And Chicago does average more runs at home than on the road. So I agree. I would take the over 8.5 in Chicago. And you got to look at the wins. Wins are blowing out in Chicago tomorrow afternoon as well. So maybe that'll give us a little help here. But I'm going to take the over with you as well.
Well, that helps with the weather, Dylan. Nice point. 2:10 Eastern is the game we are all looking forward to. And one of the great things about baseball is you get two of the game's absolute stars on two of the teams that aren't necessarily the biggest lights. We don't tend to get that on the football over here. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Milwaukee Brewers, which is Paul Skeens taking on Jacob Misiorowski. Minus 120 Pittsburgh, even money, plus 100 the Brewers. Total 7, so it's nicely poised on the books, Dylan. How are you splitting these?
Yeah, I think the total is spot on. My total came out to 6.9, so I think the total is spot on. Unless you could get a 7.5, which I don't think you will. I'm going to take the home puppy here. I got plus 106, so shop around. I think it's at FanDuel. You could get a plus 106. I made the Brewers a minus 110 favorite. I know Skeens has been dominating. He's been great, 185 ERA, but Misiorowski, he is dominant, man. I didn't know how good he was until I watched him. The kid is good. He was even good in AAA as well. So I think he's going to be able to shut down this Pirates. They have one of the worst offenses in the league, 184 on the year. They're only hitting 255 WOBA, 61 WRC plus as well. So I don't know. And how can you fade this Milwaukee lineup? Yeah, they struggled yesterday, but over the weekend, they were plus money all weekend, against the Twins, and they were just raking. So Christian Yelich, he's leading the way as well. I despite losing on Monday, no matter how good Skeens is, I just can't back them at this price, especially with how bad their offense is. So, yeah, I'm going to take the home puppy here, plus 106. Give me the Brewers.
Trev wants the Brewers on the money line, obviously. Misiorowski over on his strikeouts in the first 5 under. This is appointment viewing. Paul Skeens is actually 56 days younger than Jacob Misiorowski. Paul Skeens is currently rocking the lowest rookie ERA for a pitcher with 20 starts since 1920. That's 105 years. Nobody can hit him. It's ridiculous. Last 4 starts, 101 ERA, 0.79 whip. But Pittsburgh have won 4 of his 6, 4 and 12, I think, overall in his starts. Misiorowski carried a perfect game into the 7th against the Twins last time out. I agree with Trev. The first 5 under looks great. I like Skeens. I'll tell you, me and Trev have pretty much got the same pick here, but I've got the first 5 under. I've got Skeens strikeouts, and I've got Milwaukee to win. The Brewers are prone to a strikeout against righties, but ultimately the Brewers can get this done over the Pirates. That's the short handicap. 2 really good pitchers, and you've got a better team in the Brewers. So really look forward to watching it. Hope both pitchers can justify the hype, and we'll take Brewers to get it done. Even money. Chris A joined us in the chat. Chris A, beautiful nerds. You referring to me and Dylan? I will take that as a compliment. Thanks, Chris A. 4:07 Eastern first pitch, the Boston Red Sox at the LA Angels. It is Richard Fitz for the Boston Red Sox. Issei Kikuchi, left-handed pitcher for the Angels. Minus 125 LA, plus 105 Boston. Total is 9. Richard Fitz, I don't know what his nickname is. He sounds like it should have a really good nickname. That surname lends itself to a top-class nickname. I don't know if anyone can come up with anything. I'll have a little think, because it really should be up there, I think. He can't make it out the 5th inning. 0-3, 4.71 ERA. He faced, can't read my own writing, the Angels on June the 2nd and got completely blown up. He does struggle early in games as well. Does Fitz. Kikuchi's got a 2-6 record. That's really quite misleading, because he's pitched very, very well. He faced Boston back on June the 3rd. Lots of traffic, but survived. The over is live. I think both bullpens have been taxed quite a lot recently. But I fancy the Angels. I much fancy Kikuchi over Fitz. Early on, I want to take the pens out of it. So I'll take the Angels first 5, Dylan.
They're saying Richard Dick Fitz.
Dick Fitz. You see, there you go. All that sort, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit Route 1. You're not going to win any prizes for originality. But Dick Fitz, yeah. Exactly. Dylan, what you got?
I'm going to go under 9. I don't want to back either side, but 9 seems kind of high for this matchup. My total came out to a flat 8. Kikuchi has been great at home for the Angels. Strikeouts are high, and he's really contained his opponent. So maybe a Red Sox team total under, but they really don't hit the best on the road, and Fitz is a much different pitcher on the road than he is at home. He hasn't allowed a run on the road in his last 2 starts, and all 3 of his road starts have gone under this number. So I know we saw a huge game yesterday with offenses breaking out, but I don't think we see it here tomorrow. So I think we get a pitcher's duel. I see 8.5. Even at an 8.5, I would take the under. But yeah, I see 9, so I'm going to take the under.
Sorry, pressed the wrong button. Okay, it's an under there for Dylan. I was looking at one size as a possible nickname. One size fits all. We'll move on. Let me tell you about the college football team previews are back. Colby Danton, Moneyline Mac, every FBS college football team. You do not want to miss that. We are brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and the football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from tons of locations. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway, where the Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas are giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for the stay. Limo ride from the airport, $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. What a ridiculously good prize. All of our listeners can get a 15% off any Circa property with the promo code SGP15. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Next on the board, in fact, it's not on the board, it is officially off the board. The Washington Nationals are at the San Diego Padres. Left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore confirmed for Washington. San Diego TBD. I've handicapped Nick Pivetta, Dylan. I don't know how far you got with this one, but no lines as a result. So, Dylan, anything on this?
Yeah, I think it is going to be Nick Pivetta, but I did make the Padres a -125 favorite. -1.5 is at +165, and then I made my total set a flat 7. So, but in general, I don't think both of these clubs are playing the best baseball right now. I think both starters are good. I think Mackenzie Gore has actually been a little better as of late, especially in the month of June. But maybe a first 5 under. I think that would maybe be a good look. Padres, they do struggle against left-handed pitchers, and I think Mackenzie Gore could really limit them. So maybe Nationals first 5 +0.5 or money line. If we get a big price on the Nationals on the road, I think we got to entertain it. I mean, they were very competitive against the Dodgers, and they won 10-6, and they put up 10 runs last night against this Padre team. So think they're alive. If we get a big price, I might have to take the Nationals, but that's kind of how I handicap this one.
So this was the weirdest bet that my new website led me towards this afternoon. And it was a Nationals +1.5, and it's something we never normally give out. It's very, very rare. You might say 6 of these a season, the underdog on the run line. It's a sneaky good matchup as it happens. Elite strikeout numbers for Mackenzie Gore. Brutal run support from the Nats generally in his starts. They actually sent Candelario down today. 3 good starts recently, but 3 losses. The Padres hit him around last year when they faced him a little bit. Nick Pivetta's been steady, but he's trending slightly down in his last couple of starts against the Royals and the Dodgers. I like the Gore strikeouts. The Padres have got a lot of whiff against left-handed pitching. Pivetta poor and regressing slightly. The Nats +1.5 behind Gore will be my play in this one. Next game up is a 6:35 Eastern first pitch between the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. This is the second of 3 games that's off the board. I got both pitchers TBD here. I was pretty confident all day that it was going to be Jacob deGrom and Tomoyuki Sagano. But Dylan, you got anything on these pitchers?
Well, yeah, that's who I handicapped as well, but I thought I saw Jacob deGrom be confirmed, and now I'm seeing both TBD. So I don't fucking know, but if it is, I did make the Orioles a favorite, minus 160. I just don't trust the Rangers here on the road still. 15 and 25 straight up. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Just you've got Baltimore at minus 160.
Yeah, just because I think they're playing better baseball right now, and I trust them offensively much more than I do the Rangers. And Seguno he's not obviously Jacob deGrom, but I think he's been serviceable for the Orioles. So
yeah. Fair enough. I mean, deGrom, he's been dominant lately, not allowed more than 2 earned runs since May the 26th. Seguno solid but hittable, 6-6 record. 457 ERA, 134 whip. Vulnerable to a home run ball as well. Texas not as good on the road, you're right. They're only hitting 221. But couple that with the fact that deGrom can shut them down, and that led me to an under. I thought the line might be kind of friendly, 8, maybe something like that. Did you have a Rockford line on it, Dill? Have you muted? You unmuted yourself, you bozo.
Oh, I thought I unmuted it. Yeah, no. I set my total at 8.1, and we do have winds blowing in tomorrow as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Then we'll have a little pitch in due, if indeed. But deGrom disappearing off the card is slightly puzzling in that one. Next up is a 6:40 Eastern first pitch between the Athletics and the Detroit Tigers. Left-handed pitcher Jacob Lopez. Goes for the Athletics. For the Tigers, it will be Jack Flaherty. It's minus 165 for Detroit. For the A's, it's plus 140. And the total, Dylan, is 8.5.
Yeah, this might be my favorite play of the day. I got to take the over 8.5 here at minus 115. My total came out to 10.8. I'll make this short and sweet. Jacob Lopez has been terrible for the A's on the road, and Tigers smash left-handed pitching. So just think this is a great matchup. And on the other side, Jack Flaherty hasn't really looked good that either. Look at his last 2 starts. He gave up 8 and 7 runs. And just look at the last 10 games for the Tigers. 9-1 towards the over in their last 10 games, including going over this number in 5 straight. I think we see a ton of runs tomorrow. 8.5 is just way too low.
I don't know. Lopez, his numbers are ugly to look at, but he's pitched really well in June. 3 starts, 16 innings, only 1 earned run, 23 strikeouts, 6 innings, 1 earned run with 9 punches against Houston last time out. Flaherty, he's in good form, 287 home ERA, thrives in Comerica Park. The A's have got a really a righty-heavy lineup here, and Flaherty's limiting right-handed pitching to 218. But I didn't mind. I like Lopez's recent form, Dylan. I know you said it's one of your favourite plays, but I actually prefer the under in this game. So one of us is going to be spectacularly wrong. Next on the board, 6:40 Eastern first pitch is the Toronto Blue Jays at the Cleveland Guardians, where Max Scherzer is back for the Blue Jays. Gavin Williams goes for Cleveland. Minus 105 Cleveland. The Blue Jays minus 115. And the total is at 8. Nice to see Scherzer back. Hasn't pitched since March the 29th with an injured thumb. Got up to 75 pitches in his last rehab start. Somewhere between 75 and 85 pitches we're looking at tomorrow. I think Toronto have said he was sitting 92, 94 miles an hour. So not pumping it in there, but he's okay. Gavin Williams is solid, quite inefficient. I've watched him a few times recently, and he throws too many pitches. 34 walks in 75 innings, Williams. That's his problem. Now, the Blue Jays are top 5 in walk rate, so a walk prop on Gavin Williams might be a way into this game. But a lot of traffic is what I'm expecting, and the Blue Jays are hitting well lately. So I'm happy to leave Scherzer out of this. Not sure what we're going to get from him. I'll take the Blue Jays team total. I think they can get a few. they can get 4 or 5 off Williams here, Dylan.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Guardians here at home -110. My numbers did make them a -120 favorite. I get it. It's good to see Max Scherzer back. First time in like over 2.5 months. But I kind of, this is like a rule of thumb for me when I handicap games, especially guys coming off a long layoff. I got to see him a few times before I back him, especially here on the road. Blue Jays not the best team on the road either. Guardians, I think, are the better team right now, especially at home. Their bullpen looks better as well. Toronto, not a juggernaut on the road offensively either. I think we could both win. I think we could get a total over. I set my total at 8.9, so I do think we'll see some runs here. But maybe we could both win. Take the Guardians, and then you get your team total over as well.
6-5 Cleveland, yeah? That's what we'll do. Back to the top of the page for a 7:10 Eastern first pitch between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Didier Fuentes for the Braves. The Mets will throw Clay Holmes and our -135 faves, +115 for the Braves. Total 9.5. Dylan, how about those Mets?
Yeah, they fucking suck. I'll take the under 9.5. I see a 9.5 at DK at -112. I'll take that under. My total came out to 8.2. Simply put, the Mets can't score. They had one game over the weekend where they put up 11 runs, and then it followed up by scoring 3 runs in total in the next 2 games. They stink. And to be honest, it doesn't matter who pitches for the Braves. The Mets won't be able to hit them. Pete Alonso's struggling. It's good to see Juan Soto start to heat up a little bit. He had a nice home run yesterday, but to no avail because the Mets lost again. 1-9 in our last 10, and it doesn't even matter who the Braves throw. They're going to win this game. And as much as the Braves have been winning, they're 7-3 in their last 10. They've gone under this total in 5 straight games, so they're playing a lot of low-scoring games as well, especially going up against a team that can't score to begin with. Yeah, I think we got to take the under here, 9.5. Or, yeah, 9.5.
Fuentes, 20-year-old, making his second start. He's flashed some stuff against Miami, but ultimately they did get to him eventually. 4 earned runs in 5 innings. He walks too many batters as well. He walked 3 or more batters in 6 of his last 9 minor league games. So if you can find a cheeky walk prop on Fuentes tomorrow. Holmes is decent, 3.04 ERA. His last 4 games started, only 6 earned runs in 23 and 1/3 inning. He keeps it in the yard, which is important. Atlanta, like you say, you said the Mets aren't hitting. The Braves aren't either. Bottom 5 OPS against righties in the last 30 days. This is a get-right spot for the Mets. -135 is a good price. I like the Mets team total as well, if you want it that way. But yeah, Mets money line. Dylan, do you eat many boiled eggs?
No, I don't.
Do you eat any boiled eggs?
No.
How many a year? Over or under 15?
15 eggs or boiled eggs?
Boiled eggs specifically.
0.
0 boiled eggs?
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing here.
Is it? What do you mean sort of thing here?
I don't know. I don't know too many people waking up having boiled eggs.
You don't have to have them for breakfast. You can have them anytime. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I don't know. I'd rather have scrambled eggs. I have eggs. I just don't have fucking boiled eggs.
That's all right, mate.
Why? That caught me off guard. What was that?
I'm not judging you. I don't know. It's just nice to find things out about you, Dylan, from time to time, you know. It's a long baseball season. It's nice to... I listened on the radio today, and they were talking about a podcast festival, and they said that people listen to podcasts because they invest in the relationship between the hosts, not necessarily the content. Do you know what I mean? So I thought I would ask you a question about boiled eggs, and now all the listeners can invest in that, and they could all ask each other if they eat boiled eggs. And
did you ever at one point, because I know this segment was very popular with me and Scott when we went off on a tangent about drugs, you ever smoke?
No. I never did get into the drugs thing. And bear in mind, I had all the vices. People have said to me before that I'm the sort of person who would be really good on drugs.
Yeah, you'd be funny.
Yeah. That's what people tell me, but I just don't trust myself. Like, I'm really quite nervous, like soft, like not anxious, but I'd be frightened. So that's a good word. I'm a soft shit, like. So a bit frightened. I haven't really. But people have told me that I would be great on drugs. So, time yet. It's my 50th birthday in 2 months. We might.
You got some time.
We got time. We'll do it. Right. Okay. Let's return to 6. Where are we going? We've done that one. 7:10 Eastern first pitch is the New York Yankees and the Cincinnati Reds. Left-handed pitcher Max Fried for the Reds. For Cincinnati, it will be Brady Singer. -220 New York, +180 Cincinnati. Total is at 9. Max Fried, very consistent. 9-2 with a 2.05 ERA. 2.44 or 2.14, possibly. Can't read my writing. ERA on the road, which is absolutely fine. Singer is not as consistent. His form is okay. He just struggles with his command. Still 9 walks in his last 3 games. There's another potential walk prop in there. The Yankees are slugging .472 on the road against righties, and Singer looks vulnerable. The Yankees lineup has been a little bit wishy-washy over the last 10 days or so. But I think they can get to Singer here. I'm going to take a New York Yankees team total, Dylan, which will be round about 4.5, maybe over 4.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take the full game under 9.5. Another total for me. My total came out to 7.2. You know, I get it. Great American ballpark, hitter-friendly ballpark, but with Fried and Singer on the bump, I feel like I just can't see a high-scoring game. We all know how good Max Fried has been, but just look at the Yankees' last 10 games. 9 of their 10 games have gone under. They're really not hitting the ball. Offense went away. And we saw it again on Monday night. They just scored 1 run in a loss to the Reds. So I don't know if it's going to be that bad, but I just see the Yankees. I got to see the Yankees be more consistent offensively on a daily basis before I start backing totals or an over. So this is a high total. 9.5 is a high total. I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Let's move on. After I tell you about Underdog, Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to the first place winner. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog, also a great place to play Pick'em. Use our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And you've heard us talk about rhythm plenty on the show here, and they've just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where rhythm's model is consistently won and has a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. 7:40 Eastern first pitch is the Tampa Bay Rays at the Kansas City Royals. Drew Rasmussen for Tampa Bay will take on Michael Wacha of Kansas City. +105 Kansas, -125 Tampa Bay. Total, Dylan, of 9.
Damn, I thought I wasn't on mute. But I'm going to take the Rays. Yeah, 2 times in a row. One more and I'm out. Rays, I'm going to take Rays on the money line, -125. I made them a -155 favorite, so big favorite here. They're still probably one of the hottest teams in baseball, and personally, I don't want to get in front of them right now. Rasmussen, he's been great for the Rays. Last time he faced the Royals, they did lose, but game only ended 3-0. You know, we got 2 top 10 bullpens. Rays are in the top 5 bullpen as well. Offense is just non-existent as well for the Royals at home, just averaging 2.89 runs per game in Kansas City. Last 5 games for the Royals have all gone under as well. So I love the under, and I also like the Tampa Bay Rays. I think they win as well.
Okay, I'm right with you on this one, Dylan. I've got the Rays here. Feels like we've been on the opposite side a few tonight, but yeah, I like Tampa Bay. They've called up Chandler Simpson again. He's back so he can run around as fast as he can. Rasmussen is 6-5 with a 2.61 ERA and a 1.12 WHIP. Does have a nice career record against the Kansas City Royals. 5 games started, 3-1 record with a 3.06 ERA. Michael Wacker steady, trending up, including a gem against Texas in his game log. It's a nice matchup, but the Tampa Bay offensive numbers eclipse Kansas City lately. You hit the nail on the head, Dylan. I think the first 500 is live if Wacker can go okay. But I just fancy the Rays to score 1 or 2 more than the Royals here. Quite straightforward. Tampa Bay Rays minus 125. 7:40 Eastern first pitch. The Seattle Mariners are at the Minnesota Twins. George Kirby for the Mariners will take on Joe Ryan of Minnesota. Minus 130 the Twins, plus 110 the Mariners. The total is 8. Seattle's price immediately appeals, just because Minnesota are in a little bit of a funk, 4-game losing streak. Cal Raleigh hit a 4th homer in 4 games yesterday. The big dumper absolutely flying at the moment. Kirby's numbers are ugly, but he's absolutely trending in the right direction. Velo's up, command improving, getting back to the pitcher we know he can be. But Joe Ryan's been very good as well. 7-3, 3.06 ERA, 1.09 WHIP is excellent. 2.88 home ERA. I can't take Minnesota in the current form, but Kirby's going well. It's Seattle offense. They're bottom 5 OPS against righties in the last 30 days. Looks like a pitching deal, Dylan, but I'm going to keep it early. I'll take the first 500.
Yeah, I'm going to take, you mentioned it, the price. I see plus 116, plus 115, so shop around, but the price just magically appears here, and it's very appealing. I got to take them. I can't back the Twins here at home, even though Joe Ryan has been good. I agree with you. I think George Kirby's been a very unlucky pitcher, but I think underlying metrics show that we're going to start to see maybe some positive regression coming from him. So I like the Mariners. They're playing better baseball, averaging more runs on the road, and their offense is just raking right now. They put up double-digit runs in 2 straight with 11 and 14. They put up 9. I know the win was crazy at Wrigley Field, but taking 2 or 3 from there, putting up 11-2, just whooping the Twins' ass. I think Seattle's starting to play a little bit better, and I trust George Kirby here in this spot. I like the under as well. I see 8s. I set my total at 7.2. So I do think we'll see a lower scoring game, but I got to take the value here with Seattle.
Okay, thank you, Dylan. 7:45 Eastern is the 3rd game on this slate that is off the board. The Chicago Cubs at the St. Louis Cardinals. Left-handed pitcher Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. The Cardinals are TBD. I believe it to be Andre Palante, who will take the mound for St. Louis. No lines on this one. D-Rock, do you think it's Palante? And if so, what have you got?
Yeah, I saw Palante, and I also saw Eric Fetty, but it doesn't matter who it is. I got to take the Cardinals here. I think they keep it rolling at home, 25-15 at home this season. I know Matthew Boyd has been good. I think he is the better pitcher of the two, regardless of who goes, but offensively, they have been a wagon at home. They're hitting over 270 at home this season. Offensively, the Cubs are a top 10 team as well, but I trust the Cardinals a little more here at home. The wind will be blowing out, so we might see a high total. If it is Palante, I made my total 8.9. I do think we'll see some runs here tomorrow as well. At St. Louis, the total, the over is 22-17, so it has been profitable in St. Louis this year. But I only made him a minus 110 favorite, but we'll see. I do like the Cardinals here. Hopefully, we get a short price.
This is a game we both can win. The score would have to flip-flop because I've got the Cubs first 5 here. The Cubs do get Iminaga back on Thursday, which will help. You point out the Cardinals are in very good form, 7 of 9. Boyd has been the Cubs' most consistent arm, really, lately. They have lost 3 of his last 5, but 3.22 ERA in 8 road starts. Hasn't had much run support lately. Palante, if it is him, so we handicapped Eric Fetty for the Tuesday night games, whether it's a weather thing. I know that I've been watching the football earlier on, and there's been a weather delay in the Club World Cup game, wherever that is. So maybe Fetty's going to get pushed back. But Palante is a bit more up and down. He allows plenty of contact, and he's trending downward, really. Now, the Cardinals are in good form and live, but I just prefer Boyd to edge the early battle. So Cubs first 5, if it is Palante going, is my play in that one. 8:10 Eastern is the Philadelphia Phillies at the Houston Astros, where Zach Wheeler goes for Philly. For Houston, it will be left-handed pitcher Colton Gordon. Astros plus 135, Philly minus 160, total 7.5. Zach Wheeler, no holes at all, top 10 MLB pitcher, dominating 286 road ERA. Gordon's settling down a little bit. He's got a 4.34 ERA, 140 whip is quite high. Now, the Phillies are slugging 440 against left-handed pitching. They've got a top 5 walk rate. And all of that tells me this is quite a tough matchup for Colton Gordon. He's got better days ahead. I think he'll be all right. I like the look of him. But Philly might just get him here. Philly on the run line is an option, but I just prefer the Philly team total. This is a low game total of 7.5. 4 Philly runs, the form they're in, the fact they can hit lefties, that seems perfectly reasonable. I'll take a Philly team total, Dylan.
Yeah, this is probably, to use one of your quotes, this is probably a unit and a half play, minus 154. I see minus 152. I don't mind it. Plus 1.5, or minus 1.5 is at plus 115. I would need a little better of a price, but I understand. I agree. I think this is a really good matchup for Philly here. They're playing better baseball, in my opinion. They have the pitching advantage. And I like Colton Gordon. I think he's going to be good. I just think this is a bad matchup. You looked at my notes. The lefties. Yeah, I think it's a bad spot for him because Philly does hit lefties really well. I don't really care that they're home. They're really not the best. I'm going to take the Phillies here, minus 152. I don't mind the minus 1.5, but I just need a better price. Total seems a little spot on to me. My total came out to 7.3, so 7.5 seems a little spot on, so I'll stay away from that.
An ultimate game on the show, 8:40 Eastern first pitch between the LA Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies, where Yoshinobu Yamamoto goes for the Dodgers. Chase Dollander for the Rockies, plus 250 Colorado, minus 310 the Dodgers. Dylan, the total is 10.5.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take maybe a hits allowed by Chase Dollinger. Probably be around, 4.5, maybe 5.5. He's allowed 5+ hits in 3 straight against New York, Atlanta, and Washington. And now against the Dodgers in elevation, I don't think this is a good matchup for Chase Dollinger. So I don't really want to attack anything on the line. They're a huge favorite, even minus 1.5. You really can't play. Total seems about spot on. I made my total 10.8. I see 11s out there, so shop around. But yeah, maybe a Chase Dollinger over hits allowed. I do think this Dodger offense will be able to get to the righty. So yeah, that's how I kind of would play this game.
Yamamoto, 6-6, 276 ERA, 109 whip, 176 whip ERA on the road is pretty impressive. Obviously, Coors Field to contend with here. The Dodgers have lost 4 of his last 5 games. Tells you kind of the unreliability the Dodgers have faced. Dollander is just starting to look exposed, though. He started well early on this season. There was high hopes. He had a couple of really good starts, but his ERA is now up to 6.19, which in home games is over 7. He has home run issues too. That's not going to help. The Dodgers team total is like my very last note I made before I saw the lines this afternoon was over 10.5 question mark. I didn't think we'd see a 10.5. I thought we'd see 11s, maybe even 11.5, but 10.5. You're telling me 10.8. That is a live line. So I'll take the over 10.5 in that one. Final game on the card is a 9:45 Eastern between the Miami Marlins and the San Francisco Giants. We have Edward Cabrera for the Marlins. Logan Webb goes for San Francisco, who are minus 220. Miami plus 180. Total is 7. I like Cabrera. He's a little bit patchy, a little bit inconsistent. His last 3 games demonstrate that. Look at his game log. 1 good, 1 bad, 1 straight down the middle. He's all over the shop. He's got 4 career starts against the Giants. with a 2.16 ERA. So there's a positive. Webb's 7-5 record is quite disappointing in light of a 2.49 ERA and a 108 whip. You'd expect that record to be a little bit better. An elite ground ball machine, 2.37 home ERA. I just want the under. The Giants bottom 10 in OPS against righties lately. Miami bottom 5 in runs per scored and OPS against righties lately. The safest play is the under, or the first 5 under actually, was the pick I went for. So yeah, first 5 under, Dylan.
Yeah, you couldn't describe Cabrera better. I think he's just very inconsistent. He'll pitch a gem one day and be like, oh wow, there's some potential, and then he'll just have a stinker. So yeah, but I think we're gonna get a classic Logan Webb home start here. Another prop, I guess. I know it's not the prop show, but probably take his earned run prop under. He's only allowed more than 2 runs at home one time. Surprisingly enough, it was against the Royals, but I don't know. I really just don't see the Marlins having scoring a bunch of runs here tomorrow night. They've only had one good offensive showing this past week, so don't really put too much faith into their bats. I see a total at 7. I would take that under. I do see 6.5. That's where I kind of would stay away. My total came out to 6.8, but yeah, maybe a 7 under I like as well, because maybe this could be a good showing for Cabrera. But yeah, I like the under if you could get a 7 and maybe a earn runs prop under for Logan Webb.
Okay, nice angles, Dylan. 15 games in the books. Do you want to lead us off with your lock and dog pick, please?
Yeah, so I'll go back to one of the games that I said I really liked, and I'm trying to find it now. It's the over in the A's and the Tigers. I know you said he's been good in the month of June, Jacob Lopez, but I'm gonna bank on him regressing a little bit. And Jack Flaherty, yeah, he's been good at home, but last 2 starts, 8 and 7 runs. Tigers have just been in an over clinic the last 10 games as well. Let's make it 6 games in a row. I'll take the over 8.5. That's my dog. I don't know if I gave out a bunch of. I took the Brewers. But I'm gonna take the Mariners here. I think we're gonna see some positive regression here for George Kirby. I think underlying metrics say that he will start to turn this around. And being a home favorite, I get Joe Ryan is on the mound and he's been serviceable, but the Mariners are the better team right now. They're playing better, and I just think offensively they have the better bat. So I think they'll be able to muster up a few runs against that bullpen and Joe Ryan. So plus 116, I'll take the Mariners as my dog.
Okay. I nearly took the New York Mets still in, actually, but I'll do you a favour and I'll stay away. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays at minus 125 as my lock behind Drew Rasmussen. Just everything about them sort of looks half a run better, and I think that adds up to a 2-run win here for the Rays in this one. Underdog, I mean, I could give out the Brewers as a teeny tiny even money underdog, which is legit. It's not going to win any prizes. I haven't seen the prices, but I'll give the Nationals out. I know I gave them, my official play was the Nationals plus 1.5, but Mackenzie Gore's pitching well enough to keep them in the game. And at that point, they've got a chance. I think they will be a big price because of the Nationals. Pavetta's trending the other way, so I think the Nationals have a chance. And finally, D-Rock, the favourite part of your week. I know you absolutely adore making these dinger picks. I hit one last week, Dylan. Nice. Unbeknownst to you, I hit the Christian Walker, myself and Lonte. And I think I missed Wilson Contreras. It might have been rained out, actually, our pick last week. But yeah, come on, give us a dinger play.
It's a cop-out, but I'm probably going to go give you a big dumper here.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least it's not Aaron Judge. You quite enjoy him, don't you?
No. Yeah, no, not anymore. I hate him.
Oh, okay. Very fickle. Is that your official play?
Yeah, it's official play. I'll take big dumper.
Okay. I am going to go with... Oh, here we go. This is fun. I'm going to go with and I nearly said Oakland. I haven't done that for a while. I'm going to go with an Athletic. Just need to decide which one. Jack Flaherty. I know I've gone with an under in the game, but it doesn't mean someone can't hit a one-run shot. And we will go with, let's go with Max Muncy. The A's Max Muncy, not the OG Dodgers Max Muncy. Max Muncy for the Dodgers against Jack Flaherty, who has given up. How many home runs has Flaherty given up this year? Let's have a look. 15. There you go. 15 and 15. So he gives up one a start. We just need to pick which one it is. Max Muncy. Brent Rooker is the other option that sort of jumps off the page a little bit. D-Rock, thank you very much. If you've got a thrilling evening planned this evening, or are you just going to throw all your clothes off and ice yourself down?
I wish I had a cold plunge during these times where I could just ice my whole body. Do I have plans for tonight? No. NBA draft is tomorrow. Are you going to watch?
Of course not.
Other than that, probably just put on. This is where I start. These are the dog days of summer before football and college football start. This is where I really catch up on my show. So I'll probably put on a documentary. And
okay,
fuck,
fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and boil some eggs. I've got a hankering now after that chat. It's nearly bedtime as well. I'll boil some eggs, maybe have one, and then go to bed. I've got no idea who's back tomorrow, but someone is, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that, whoever it was. Thank you, everyone who joined us in the chat. It was fun and games, as it always is. Thank you, D-Rock. Good luck with all your bets, and we will see you down the road. Cheers.